So this is a story about almost dying for being a weeb. Before we begin this video, if you could consider subscribing or giving this video a like, that would be appreciated. Likes and comments and all that good stuff really help the channel grow, and if you aren't subscribed, you totally should be, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming your way. But anyway, let's get on with the story. So right after my first successful panel, I got invited to run panels for another convention that the group who approved my panel worked with. The convention was in Austin in about a month, and this would be my first time going to the capital of Texas. Little did I know, I would be going back to this city multiple times a year in the future, but that's not today's story. So this was January, and it was one of those crazy weekends in Texas where it was like 30 degrees and sleeting everywhere, the roads getting all icy, you got the picture. Texas drivers can't really handle that, and man, did I play the Texas driver card. So me and my brother decided to head down to Austin for our weekend of various weebery, and our vehicle at the time was a 1995 Eagle Talon ESI in lime green with blue Flaming Eagle stickers. In my defense, however, I didn't put the stickers on that car, nor paint it that color. Just making that clear. So yeah, we're about a half hour out of Austin when the YouTube algorithm, the powers that be, played one of our favorite tracks. It was a straight headbanging moment. Now, icy roads plus speedster car multiplied by a-kon to the highest power is a bad idea. I laid into the gas pedal, and before I knew it, we ended up going about 80 miles an hour over a hill. When the car landed, we immediately started skidding on the icy highway. The car did a complete 180. Let me tell you, you don't want to be looking at oncoming traffic on the interstate from the other direction. I will never forget that sight. Thinking that we would be doing a full 360, I put on a little countersteer and managed to Gran Turismo drift us into a muddy ditch on the side of the highway. Got a slight little crack on the bumper, but miraculously no mechanical damage. Me and my brother, on the other hand, were straight up shook. Needless to say, we drove about 55 the rest of the way to Austin, and we had a pretty fun weekend. I finally got to meet a voice actor that I had admired since I was a kid, and man, did that spiral into some shit. The con was right off 6th Street, so we decided to do some sightseeing around downtown Austin. We went and got this gigantic pizza that actually lasted for 2 straight meals because it was so big. Like, it took up the entirety of one of our hotel beds. We also went and got a 12-pack of brews, and we got some new trading cards that we got coaxed into buying, and honestly, we had a pretty nice con weekend for what it was. I got to talk to a couple friends out there, and I kinda laid the groundwork that weekend for what later became my convention career. We will talk about my first time volunteering at a convention at a later date, but this one was more of a pleasure trip. So the panel actually went pretty damn well. I convinced one of the voice actresses from the game that I was doing the panel for to come into the room and do a little Q&A. There's a lot of super awesome people out there in the anime industry, and this person was definitely one of them. She was the first of 2 guests who would eventually join me on stage for a panel, but again, stories for later. I also had my first panel heckler that weekend who actually happened to become a good friend of mine later on. It's funny and crazy how the world works sometimes, especially in the convention circuit. But yeah, I would go to Round Rock and Austin many more times for various anime and event-related work. By the end of the weekend, the snow was all melted and we were good to go to drive home. Now, we learned some lessons here. Always watch the speed limit, icy roads are not to be taken lightly, and maybe don't play the anime bangers in the car so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see you.